What industry is a lot shadier than it seems? Advertising. We don't really give AFK if it works. We already got your money. Even better. It's practically impossible to say it didn't work. Your sales stayed flat? Just think how much they would have dropped if you didn't run that ad campaign. And when you go out of business, we sell to the business that takes your place. Apparently tiger zoos. SX Toys. It's horribly unregulated and there are tons of manufacturers that use unsafe materials to make their toys. Sex Toys. Has lots of great info for people looking to get any. Mattress industry. Specifically, Mattress firm. Worked in the mattress industry for a bit at a startup. Basically 90% bullshit. And the worst part? We had a real doctor serve an advisory role for our products. He debunked a lot of nonsense claims about mattresses like your pillow is 50% of your spinal support that the salespeople use to sell you accessories. The salespeople would argue with him. Like they knew better. Kool-Aid is strong there. Some of my favorites I learned are these hip direct-to-door in-a-box foam bed companies like Tuft and Needle use the same material. From the same manufacturer. There's hundreds of them. Just put them in different boxes and sell at wildly different prices. Side sleeper, back sleeper, and stomach sleeper is baloney. You toss and turn at night on purpose. To help prevent blood clots. No mattress will keep you from tossing and turning for the reason above. It's a natural thing you're supposed to do. More layers doesn't mean better mattress. A lot of companies add in cheap materials like upholstery foam to just claim there's more layers. Maybe one layer of nice springs, then just 10 layers of various types of cheap foam to get the layers higher. One that actually is true is heat. If you frequently are hot at night, foam mattress is not good for you. It's an insulator and will trap your heat on your body. In general, air and spring are better beds because of heat. Your body needs to dump temperature at night to get into a full, deep sleep. If it's too hot, you won't sleep well. What about the soft versus firm debate? Now that you say side sleeper, back sleeper stuff is BS. Is the firmness of a mattress just preference? This is a more complicated thing. Generally speaking, you want a firmer mattress the heavier you are. It's largely preferential. If you sleep on a soft mattress and wake up with a sore lower back, you are probably in need of a firmer mattress. If you wake up and your shoulder, hip hurts, you probably need a softer mattress. Something that's always hard to deal with is firmness and support. It's a heated debate about whether they are two different things. For example, let's say you get a pillow top mattress rated as soft with a firm support core. If you are heavier, you'll just sink right to the firm core. If you are lighter, you'd take full advantage of the soft top. Firm, soft is qualitative, so it's always better to try them before you buy them. A 100-pound woman would think a mattress is way firmer than a 300-pound man would. And vice versa. Edit. Thanks for gold. Glad I can help. PN industry. Redhead Redemption on YouTube is a former PN star who had some pretty alarming videos about the truths in the PN industry. She mentioned PN producers going to parties with teenagers and talking to 16-year-old girls about doing PN when they become legal. I don't know if there's grooming involved with that or what the deal is. But it's FG disturbing. I wouldn't be surprised. Things like just turned 18 or barely legal is highly fetishized. True, so many girls are tricked into thinking they're signing up for a model agency. Nestle. They use child labor. Steal the fresh water reserves from small villages in South Africa, promising to give them better access to it, then privatize it and attempt to sell it back to them as bottled water at a price they can't afford. Not to mention, I believe they used some water sources rural villages needed for drinking water and used it to pump their waste water into. Then hide behind their lawyers to let them get away with it. Eyewear. Luxottica owns a large majority of eyewear and holds a virtual monopoly on the market. They control all prices and will crush competition. The only reason eyeglasses and sunglasses are so expensive is because of price gouging. Sunglass industry. Punny business. But, yes, it's true. I'll use Oakley as an example because it's literally close to home. Oakley has not been the same since they were bought out. Oakley was a great company to work for with great bonuses, swag, and extremely high company morale. Their HQ is one of the coolest buildings you could find, and the people were always happy to work for a legendary company that really treated their employees right. Oakley knew their customers well. But at the end of the day, it's still a business. And Luxottica wanted that business. Luxottica bought them out in the end. But not through Oakley's own will. You see, Luxottica owns nearly all the major glasses brands and the stores that carry them. They are one step short of a full monopoly of the entire global eyewear industry. Luxottica wanted Oakley. So they took Oakley off all the shelves of every major glasses retailer until Oakley could do nothing but give in. Squeezed dry until they had to be bought at nicer price for Luxottica. Generally, this is why antitrust law needs to actually be enforced. This industry is basically a textbook example of how ST goes wrong if left to itself. For that you need politicians who aren't bought out by lobbying. Edit. Thanks for the first Reddit award, stranger. Recruitment industry. Some examples. Fake jobs to lure candidates for registration KPIs. Trainee negotiation tactics of telling a candidate there is a better candidate who wants less, so we recommend less for you to get the job. Especially for contractors. Coveting off pitching and telling a candidate they have been sent to a line manager, but in reality they haven't been submitted because two others from same recruiter have already been in interviews. If they fail, you may get a chance. Lot of coded ways to put on a database info on your age, non-professional related appearance, and ethnicity. Ageism, sexism, racism is rampant in hiring. A lot more dodgy stuff behind the scenes. Source. Was involved with the industry on a global level for over 15 years before I changed careers. As a chef owner, I would say delivery services like GrubHub. They take 30% of the sale, leaving the restaurant with basically $0 in profit. And their customer support is a joke. It's like they hate us. FK them. Never again. Yelp has been teaming with GrubHub to only list restaurants' GrubHub contact numbers, not their direct line. So they have to pay GrubHub for the order even though you called it in. Here are some articles about this in case anyone is curious. Link. Everyone to just stop using Yelp completely. They are AFGST company. It looks like they changed it. But my favorite Yelp bullshit used to be that their web app had two different filters for if a restaurant offered takeout. One prominently placed one that said takeout, and another buried in the other filter categories labeled takeout. The former would only show restaurants that offered takeout ordering through Yelp, meaning they get a cut. Jewelry, gems, diamonds is pretty dark. I've seen that movie. Me too. FK Thanos. Lots of gemstones can be lab-grown these days at high quality. Not much excuse anymore to keep using natural ones. Pet industry. Basement puppy mills and dogs that are so inbred they can hardly breathe. There are plenty of ethical breeders out there. And some unlicensed breeders are ethical even if in a legal gray zone. But the conditions of some of the so-called puppy mills can be really bad. Sometimes when breeds are mixed and the pup gets the recessive genes the breeders weren't looking for, they straight up euthanize it because they know it won't sell. Not to mention how many purebreds are actually not pure at all, and sold as shady. Not an industry, but higher academia is badly broken. Some of the smartest people are some of the most badly exploited. Old tenured professors limit the number of faculty many departments can have, forcing people to work as postdocs forever. effectively doing all the work the professor should be doing in the first place. Meager pay and long hours. Plus constant pressure makes postdocs some of the most depressed people. The grad students are no better either. A lot of the times grad students don't complain about ill treatment, harassment and outright bullying, as they don't want to jeopardize their prospects of graduating. If you're a foreigner, this situation becomes even worse. Whether you're a grad student or a postdoctoral researcher. My university recently had massive protests and strikes over grad student wages and treatment. It was looking like they were gaining traction for a bit until coronavirus hit. The university responded by basically mass firing the TAs. It was really disgusting. UC Santa Cruz? That's the one. Avocado farms. Most of the farms in Central America are taken over by the cartel because of how much money is in selling avocados. All trees can be shady AF. TBH. Not palm trees. They're stupid. Edit. I get it. Guys. Palm trees are grass. Know what else is a grass? Corn. Palm trees are shady if you're tall enough. Meat industry. The factories are straight up disgusting. Not hygienic, and they break so many regulations it's ridiculous. But OFC, when an inspection comes, everything is in order. Seriously? The funeral business preys on people's weakest moments to convince them to buy ridiculously unnecessary stuff. Ask a Mortician is a really good YouTube channel that tries to make the death industry more open and clear. Hello fellow death enthusiast, lol, I second this recommendation. Caitlin has a way of breaking down complicated issues to make it easy to understand. Her books are great too. Her books are great. I just read When Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? I cannot recommend these books more. CBD. Lot of predatory companies making subpar products with questionable raw materials and then marking it way the FK up and selling it as a miracle cure to vulnerable and ill-educated consumers. Usually have a high-power legal team on deck, but pay their workers ST and no benefits. Are CBD products, not the actual marijuana, regulated, or are they like the vitamin industry where most all of the products are suspect and aren't FDA approved? No FDA approvals now. Just testing to ensure it's below the hemp line in THC. I want to buy CBD, but from what I've seen, most of what is getting sold is bullshit. So I don't buy any of it. Politics. Like however shady you think it is. I promise you it's shadier. Dietary supplements. It's gotten better. But there's still a lot of half-truths and whole lies. Not all that long ago it was seriously like the wild, wild west. Shipping industry. With major corporations such as Walmart being one of the biggest contributors to selling stolen goods. Sometimes trucks go missing, or sometimes trucks leave earlier than the established time of departure and never arrive to their destinations. Let's say you have a Walmart appointment for 9:00 a.m. for a 2,000 carton order. It would take at least 2 hours to load all that. But once the loading is done, the truck driver needs to wait until confirmation is given in written form. Well, Walmart truck drivers vanish halfway through the loading and never return. Now, Walmart has about 1,000 boxes not accounted for. Plus no confirmation whatsoever that these 1,000 boxes were part of that 2,000 carton order. So they treat them like a bonus. So far, only UPS, FedEx and Fred Meyer are the only companies that keep a close count and send back anything that wasn't in their original order. Heck, Fred Meyer sends the entire order back just for a single mislabeled box. Lol. These three guys are the good guys. From what little I've seen. But Walmart, Jesus. Sometimes, boxes get labeled as being something entirely different in order to bypass special qualifications or restrictions. For example, about the time when Corona Chan started going crazy, We had to label toys and board games as groceries for a huge Walmart order that took about a week and a half to properly label and ship. It was a nightmare, and pretty much every employee aside from the administrative staff was disgusted and PD. Worked in a retail store and can confirm. Another big one with this is an "I don't care" attitude. If we were the last stop, finished unloading, and the driver had one item left on an empty truck, it was never "take it back and find out where it belongs." Usually it was "you guys want it? My truck goes back empty either way." If we didn't take it, the drivers would just chuck it in a dumpster and go. Was a driver. Can confirm. Also in food and beverage delivery. Out-of-code food is just free food. I worked for a beverage distributor summers during college and traded so much slightly expired pop for slightly expired chips and bread. My dad was a truck driver for Kellogg's for 25 years. The amount of things that fell off the truck between him and all the other company truck drivers was crazy. He would trade a box of like 20 chocolate chip cookies for a few pounds of cheese. Or Oreos or whatever else he would come across. He even got free milk from the gas station because he would fill up his entire tank of his trunk at the same place every morning. It was like an entire underground black market. But for cookies. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos.